Let's see what his take is. Then we'll react along.
On something we witnessed over the weekend, Simon, in the ring.
Fair use, fair use.
The boxing ring. One KSI, YouTuber and fighter. He would think of some repute. And in the ring with him, former Chelsea left-back Wayne Bridge, who you tell me, Simon, is something of a fighter himself. Not.
Okay, something of a fighter is such a strong word. It's so strange. Something of a fighter. For God's sake, something of a fighter. Wayne Bridge boxed a white-collar boxing thing, and that was it. Look at this. Celebrity boxing, 284K views. Sport Relief 2018. KSI fought Logan in 2018. And Joella, actually. Do we have it on YouTube? Okay. So, 3rd February 2018. Let's see Wayne Bridge.
Round one!
So KSI had his first boxing match before Wayne Bridge. All right. But this is supposed to be the match. Spencer Matthews against Wayne Bridge. We're not really interested in this. Nobody considers Wayne Bridge to be a fighter. Just because you do a celebrity boxing thing, it's like calling Kim Kardashian a fighter, right? Let's see, Kim Kardashian. Yeah, so Kim Kardashian boxes.
All right, gentlemen.
So are we going to call? All right, so that means Wayne Bridge is a boxer. Get the fuck.
Bad. He can.
Wayne Bridge can fight.
He can look after himself.
He can fight. Anyone, quote unquote, can fight. But can anyone box? Can fight. Anyone can fight. I can fight. The fuck?
Good. So the two of them were meant to be fighting on March the 29th. It didn't last because in the ring at the weekend, KSI launched a verbal assault on one Wayne Bridge. Stand by, there's some fairly strong language in this.
Aren't you the guy that let John Terry?
Oh, you want to go there straight away, dear?
I'm pretty sure that's what you're known for.
Okay,
Yep.
go there.
Okay, so we've seen this before. KSI has no business in the ring with this guy. And KSI is in his 30s. And he's trying to pull up drama. If you look at his fans, age range of KSI fans is, let's call it 12 to, let's say, early 20s. When Bridges' issue happened in 2009, so most of these kids weren't born or couldn't even talk. So to bring that all up again, because it was a huge scandal, happened for months, to bring that all up again, affecting both families, which is correct from Wayne Bridge, is a little bit stupid. They came out and lied, Misfits said something along the lines of KSI had a list of opponents and Wayne Bridge was the last name on the list because the other two names pulled out. So it's like, what kind of list has Wayne Bridge on it? It's crazy. What kind of list would have Wayne Bridge, 44 years old, retired soccer player? Anyway.
Vanessa! Whoa! Vanessa!
Well, I think there, Wayne Bridge showed a lot of restraint and a lot of dignity. And we thought, wonder what it'll be like when the two of them get in the ring then for real. Well, they're not going to, because Wayne Bridge has pulled out of fighting KSI. Wayne Bridge in a statement has said,
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't cover the pull-out. So let's look at it together.
Fully prepared to train hard and have some fun. Of course, I expected to face some criticism, but I feel like what was said on Saturday crossed the line. These are deeply personal comments that affect mine and other families.
So by mine and other families, he means John Terry's family. So you can see that there is a little bit of respect. Okay, so what happened? Wayne Bridge is dating some girl. They break up, and she shacks up with his England teammate John Terry. England and Chelsea teammate John Terry. So that is somehow supposed to be some violation of the bro code. Nobody looks at the fucking skank who shags the best friend of the guy she was with. John Terry didn't rape anybody. He was offered some pussy and he took it. Why is John Terry the bad guy? Like, John Terry lost his place as England captain because of this. Like, what the hell?
Involved in the situation. I'm a family man first, and my priority is protecting them. My opponent is someone that many children look up to.
Yeah, so children, as I said, children within the ages of 12 and 13, 12 to 19, roughly, uh, which is crazy. Looking at the longevity of KSI, because KSI, I would say he became mainstream popular around 2012, which is 13 years ago. So he does have a lot of staying power. Uh, Definitely a lot of his old fans would have grown up by now. So it would be the younger people getting used to him. And the younger fans didn't really see KSI in his wild days. So us older viewers of KSI would look at this and be like, this is a little bit cringe because you're 30, right? So young fans, what's the definition of young fans? I think the younger fans are looking towards more like the Kaisenats, Speed. But definitely in the UK, there's still nobody bigger than KSI. Nobody. Like, he has actually brought, let's say, two generations, because a generation is 10 years. So, you know, kids from 12 to 22, 22 to 32. So it's around the same age.
Including my own kids. I hope one day he'll look back on this differently. I personally don't want to be involved in these exchanges. I will no longer be fighting on March the 29th. What's your take on that, Simon? Has Wayne Bridge seen sense here?
Absolutely. I mean, I am in the same place that he's in. I mean, these guys are commanding big audiences. I have a just turned 17-year-old daughter who's a major fan of KSI, much to my eternal chagrin.
Yeah, oh, that's not good. That cannot be good. 17-year-old daughter, fan of KSI. The question is why? Why is a 17-year-old white girl a big fan of KSI? Could it be his boxing? Likely not, because his boxing career is shambles. We'll get to that. Maybe in another video for sure. But could it be his music? Um, okay, Holiday. Well, girls' taste in music is, you know, terrible at best. So what could it be? I think it's just rich, famous black guy. I think that's it. Because I just cannot for the life of me see why a 17-year-old girl would be a fan of KSI. What is it? It's not his YouTube, because what has KSI been doing on YouTube other than reacting? Sidemen videos. I mean, he gets carried by Harry and Simon and Ethan, really. The rest are a little bit dead weight. So KSI is definitely relying a lot on his older persona, which actually went out there and did things, got in people's faces, did his pranks, and all this kind of stuff, and then his FIFA videos. So a girl who is born in 2000 and a girl who is born in 2018 and no 2008, a girl is born who's in 2008. How can she be a fan of KSI? Like, what? what content is she watching? I wonder.
And when I saw the clip, I thought, Wayne, you must have expected that. You like Trigger out of Only Fools and Horses. You're a bit gongless. And then I listened to it more, and I think it's so unedifying. And listen, it's public domain stuff. And we have seen, I mean, this is not professional boxing. This is misfits. So we have to give it the qualification. But I do think it was an undignified, unedifying, unnecessary outburst. We do see people say very unpalatable things to sell fights. We've seen Deontay Wilder tell everybody that he wants to have a body on his record. We heard Mike Tyson turning around saying he wants to eat Lennox Lewis. Tell everybody that he wants to have a body on his record. We heard Mike Tyson turning around saying he wants to eat Lennox Lewis's children and things of that nature. And so we know that these people can say stupid things. But I think that what Wayne Bridge's statement, if Wayne himself has drafted it, is a very balanced and fair and mature statement, and basically a message to this individual. I mean, what a way to behave. What a thing to have said. I mean, you can talk about the fact that, first of all, Wayne Bridge is known for a lot more than the antics of his personal life or the circumstances he found himself involved in. He was an England international footballer that played for top clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. True. I mentioned that in the last video.
So he's achieved things in sport.
Of course.
This little twerp that has yet to do. The fact he put himself in the way of it, the fact he knew he was going into a ring and knew that something was going to be said, he makes himself on offer for that.
He says, we are going straight to that. So it's like, what else is he going to go off of? What else does KSI have to say about Wayne Bridge? The fact that he retired from Reading? No one cares about that. KSI is thinking of a much bigger audience. The real problem is KSI picking Wayne Bridge. Out of all the available fighters in the world, you pick out Wayne Bridge. We covered that in the last video. We don't need to go about that again. So I think Simon Jordan is not really getting. Obviously, he's doing a very good job of walking the middle and trying to see where they failed on both sides. But from my perspective, from the real perspective is that KSI is a coward. Out of all the people that he claims to want to fight, KSI has mentioned that he wants to be a world champion. He has said those words. And then to come out and say you'll fight Wayne Bridge after losing to Tommy Fury, that's a coward's way out. Tommy Fury is signed to Misfits. He pulls out of Darren Till. Why don't you just fight Tommy Fury? He'll take your money, beat him, and give him some money. Why can't you do that? So you allow you allow Tommy Fury to almost ruin Misfits 19 by pulling out of the fight with Darren Till. AT, whom KSI ducked, steps in to fight Darren Till, gets beaten. You fire Slim after he loses the belt to Gibb. KSI last year called out Slim and AT, ducks them both. Fury is on the card. Fury ducks Darren Till. So KSI has at least 4, maybe 5 opponents he could have picked. He could have picked AT because he was signed to fight AT. They did a press conference. They did a face-off. He could have picked Slim, right? He could have picked Slim because they did a press conference, they did a fight announcement, they did a face-off. He could have picked Tommy Fury, which would have been a rematch. He could have picked Darren Till, which would have been a fresh fight, MMA, very good fight. But look at the reaction. What has the reaction been to KSI versus Darren Till? Everyone says KSI stands no chance against Darren Till. Oh my God. Oh my God. KSI has just announced that he'll be fighting the winner of Tommy Fury versus Darren Till. And Tommy Fury pulls out and KSI says nothing. This is exactly the point. So you have Slim, AT, right? You have Slim, AT, Darren Till, and Eason Gibb. These are four names other than Jake Paul. Four names other than Jake. And he instead goes for Wayne Bridge, or his new name, Wayne Bridges. It's embarrassing.
I would imagine that he was surprised by it. I think it makes the KSI kid look like a fool. I think he looks like an uncouth little turd.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, a lot of the audience wouldn't really know what he was talking about.
X Series on design.
His audience are 12-year-old
Sponsored by
kids.
William Hill.
Their opponent making his long
So this is
awaited comeback. It is the Nightmare
KSI, Slim, and AT.
KSI.
No excitement, nothing. Fast. Zero hype. It's really embarrassing, actually. Embarrassing.
Like, he's too good to give us a real face off.
He doesn't even want to be there.
I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck you up, you little man. I'm gonna fuck you up.
He has nothing to say to them. There's nothing to say. No excitement. That's why they canceled the fight. He just faked an injury, and Gabe called him out on it. I just wish Gabe would have been a little bit more direct. But Gabe said, KSI has been warming up for a year. It's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Fine. Olatunji still needs to get his redemption story. He's coming off a loss. Yeah, he's been warming up for 7 years, right?
He's been warming up for 7 years.
Has he not? Has he not been warming up for 7 years?
He's marinating.
Yeah, no, warming up for 7 years. His redemption story. He's coming.
We need to get this full clip. Oh my God. He's been warming up for 7 years. And this is what I've been saying. I made videos on this. Little fact. He's been warming up for 7 years. That's the truth.
Willie wouldn't know what happened 14.
I'll make a video on that. It's a separate video because it's going to be more like a compilation. The last video I made, there was too much commentary. I was talking too much. This one, it will just be the pure facts. We're going to follow everything, timeline for timeline, news articles, pages, everything. KSI's own comments, every single thing he's going to watch, because this guy, and it's on Gibb had no problem with Jake Paul. He had no problem. It was KSI who had the problem with Jake Paul. Jake Paul wanted to fight KSI. KSI said, I won't fight Gibb. I won't fight Jake unless Jake beats Gibb. And Gibb says, yeah, I'll take it, Massa. And he gets fucked up. And KSI just abandons him. Let's see. KSI, Business Insider, Jake Paul, something like this. Yeah, so this is it. Business Insider. This is 2019.
Coming off a loss. Yeah, he's been warming up for 7 years, right? Has he not? Has he not been warming up for 7 years?
He's marinating.
Yeah, no,
So, KSI says there are a few celebrities who want some in the boxing ring, but he'd only fight Jake Paul if he could prove he's better than Logan. November 28, 2019. Let's go down. Just watch. Jake needs to prove he's better than Logan. Jake proved that a long time ago. Then people would be intrigued. Jake is worse than Logan. I beat Logan. Again, as I said, it's going to be a different video. It's going to be a different video. I just want this for the context. If he beats Gibb, then fine, he can fight me. What business does Jake have with Gibb? We will go through all these in time. This is just a little preview to make sure everyone understands what is happening. KSI is just running away from this man and using his name. KSI and Misfits cannot keep Jake's name out of his mouth for more than 2 weeks. It's not possible. It hasn't happened yet. So let's get back to Simon Jordan.
Years ago,
Yeah.
that often happens in people's personal lives, but notwithstanding it, I think it was deeply unpleasant.
Yeah,
unnecessary.
I mean, it prompts the question: how low should you go in terms of selling a fight? I mean, there's no bar when it comes to boxing, is there? You don't really have to have a filter. You can say what you want.
Well, I think, in all fairness, I think these sort of things will change. I think without blowing smoke up the Saudis' backside, I think they will control things like this better.
Yeah.
I think you'll see people like Turki Al-Sheikh wanting people to act in a certain way. Of course, fighting is very primal, and it has certain things that that people appreciate. They want to.
I guess, yeah, he's waffling a little bit. So let's see if there's anything more interesting that he says.
Association to the convicted spot fixer Mazar Majid at the weekend there when he did that. And all credit to Wayne for not doing that.
But the tragedy of this is that this will have gained huge notoriety. It will have gone viral, and our little friend on YouTube would have made a lot of money out of it.
Yeah, be interesting to speak to KSI, like...
Who is a very bright and talented individual in his own right.
I'm sure I met him. I hosted a show for TalkSport, met him, and he was charming, but he was far from that.
Okay, so very, very excellent point. He was nice, he was charming, he was far from that. That is because, obviously, KSI has to play up a certain thing. He calls it the nightmare, he calls it KSI, but JJ or Olajide, Olawilliam, Olatunji, or whatever his name is a different person who is a very calm person, whatever. But you see that you're speaking into people's lives and saying real things that really happen to people and affect people's families. So what he's saying here is, what the host is saying here is that he's fake. KSI is fake. He's not really, 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 truly about it. So it's a little bit strange. So I guess that's it. That's the reaction from it. The fight is dead in the water. KSI has no opponent. We'll see what his new announcement is. Hopefully, they take the consideration of the reaction into consideration and don't bring out a retired firefighter or something. Because this is the only fight KSI can make other than Jake Paul. He's ducked Slim forever and ducked AT forever. This is the only fight he can take. He's British, he's Scouser, he is credible, and he beat up a misfit champ. So KSI is understandably running away from Darren Till. And here's what someone says: literally nobody gives a fuck. Fight Jake or retire. This guy doesn't have to be a KSI fan or a Jake Paul fan. It's just the truth. He's been mentioning this guy's name since 2019. 2019, here we are. 2019, we're in 2025. For God's sake, that's 6 years at least. At least.
Still needs to get his redemption story. He's coming off a loss. Yeah, he's been warming up for 7 years, right? Has he not?
Truth. So let's close it out.
Has he not been warming up for 7 years?
He's marinating.
Yeah, no, warming up for 7 years.
The other guys, look at them. They're like, oh, yeah, we don't know. It's true, but we can't say anything because
warming up for 7 years.
He's marinating.
Yeah.
Look at Chip. Oh, what's his name? Yeah, whatever his name is. And what's his name? Who's this guy? Calux, right? Is it Calux? Calfreezy. God damn it. Calfreezy. Look at Calfreezy. Look at Chip, or whatever his name is. They can't say anything because he basically pays their bills.
No, warming up for 7 years.
Only Gabe can come out and say, yeah, you've been warming up for 7 years. And it's facts. So, on that bombshell, that's the reaction. The Wayne Bridge fight is dead. This is the part 2. We're not speaking on it again. The next video on KSI is going to show exactly how much this guy is a dog. My last video stopped in February 2023. We're in January 2025. At the time of this recording, this video is likely coming out the last video we made was February 2023. This is 2025. KSI still hasn't fought Jake. We'll break down exactly what the strategy has been. And there are so many bullet points. There are so many things, including the DAZN deal. The DAZN deal is actually a major factor as to why KSI hasn't fought Jake yet. And he mentioned it because in the first instance where he docked Jake directly, he said, I'm trying to build misfits. That's what he said. I'm trying to build misfits. What that meant was that if Jake had fought KSI and beaten him, there wouldn't be a misfits. Not just that there wouldn't be a misfits, they wouldn't have the DAZN deal that they have now. They signed a 5-year DAZN deal in 2022. We're in 2025. The deal is not up yet. So if they can stall for time between 2022 and 2026, which would be the 5th year, then the fight can happen in the 5th year to cap out the deal. Because think about it. You've been seeing Misfits 1 to 20 who have fought on these cards. Other than the KSI fights, how many stars are there? You have just Salt Papi, you have Wade Clem, you have who else? You have Slim, you have AT. Logan came on, fought once, and that was it. He fucking dipped. But what you need to think about is who are the people that they put on the cards in between these big cards? Literal pedophiles, nobodies. They drag people off the streets. Gabe came to save the promotion. Wade came and saved the promotion. Like, nobody can name Idris Virgo opponents, right? Swans, okay. You have Pineda. You get the point. So, in between these cards, these bigger cards with actual stories, the Misfits cards are filled with nobodies, just complete trash, right off the street. Nobody, Unibear, Uncle Pizza. What is that? So the next video is going to break it down. I'll try to not include as much commentary as I am now. I guess this will be the commentary for that video to make you guys understand that KSI's decision not to fight Jake is not only for the fact that he's scared of his legacy being destroyed, because he already destroyed it with Tommy Fury. It's also for the fact that he has an obligation to DAZN. Because after Jake fights KSI, it's over. In KSI's own words, I will show you all these things in the next video. So please like, please subscribe, share this video, and I'll see you in the next one.
After centuries of sleep, of nothingness, I have returned. Something comes back to me. I was great once. Feared. Yes. Once I was strong. Powerful beyond measure, beyond imagining. So weak now, must find blood.
The best guy at synthesizing this stuff, because he's just been hitting these things out of the park.